Give me some Ingram. It's a coach. You're immersed in the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, running back Mark Ingram, fresh off a big performance a weekend ago, as it'll be the Houston Texans taking on the Baltimore. But it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Cotton and Charles Davis.
With Chesapeake Bay gleaming in the distance, we are inside M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore, Maryland. Here's a scene a short time ago. The Ravens introduced to this sellout crowd, and through a sea of pyrotechnics, out they came from the tunnel. We're set to go as the Ravens get ready to match up with the Houston Texans. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. And this is a game where the defenses, they need to be on their toes because you've got quarterbacks here, yes, that can throw the football, but they can also run it very well too.
Mobile quarterbacks. Remember, for the longest time, they used to tell the quarterbacks, stay in the pocket. We don't want you outside of it at all. Nowadays, that mobility, truly an asset, and people are game planning for it. As a scout told me recently, we are actually working with what the colleges are giving us nowadays.
The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. This fielded at the 2. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line. Texans offense heading out, and it's Deshaun Watson leading the way, the third-year man out of Clemson. Last year, 26 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, but the big number for the Texans, he was sacked a league-high 62 times. They'll try to do better in this one. Here's a guy on his 4th franchise in 2 years, Carlos Hyde. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
A gain of 13. It's a first down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's second and 4. Here's Watson, and now he'll tuck it and run. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first. So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. Back to throw, Watson, flush to it, and a big loss here as he's taken down. Tony Jefferson. A sensational effort by him, and that is one of the biggest losses you'll ever see on a sack. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a second and all the pressure too great, and he goes down.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Here's more on the return. They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And the Ravens, they'll take over. So here are the Ravens now under 12th-year coach John Harbaugh. They'll be led out by their second-year quarterback, leading rusher amongst QBs in 2018, Lamar Jackson.
And I thought it was a really nice performance last week by him. 3 touchdown passes. I think that signifies exactly what he was getting done. He did have the 1 interception.
But that's the ratio you say you're okay with, right?
If you go 3 to 1, you're going to be pretty happy over the course of the season. And let's face it, he'll never blame the receiver publicly. But behind closed doors, he probably told his agent, hey, what's the deal? I should have had a perfect game.
They go to the former Saint, Mark Ingram, and they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 3rd and 4.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson, and he's got Snead. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A gain of 19 and picking up the first.
Let's go deep, tighten up. Let's go deep, tighten up.
This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter. And a very good offensive unit here. One of the reasons they're so good is running back Mark Ingram.
Took a little while for him to find his footing when he got into the league, but the former Heisman Trophy winner has it now and has really upped his pass receiving potential. A nice player.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Go. Watch the shift.
Throwing is Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. To Sean Gibson. Give him the sack on the safety blitz. These strong safeties, some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right?
It really is, because they're hybrids. Half linebacker, half defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged.
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. Letting one go deep. This is caught at the 20. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Seth Roberts, his first touchdown on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. Escaping the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down.
When they watch film of this game and hand out the grade sheets, he's going to really like getting a double plus on this play. Why? He scrambles and picks up a first down. But what else does he do? Protects himself by sliding and avoiding the big hit. Double plus, big-time play.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Watson. That's caught by his tight end, Jordan Akins. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 38-yard line. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Watson. And he'll find Akins there, complete. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. So we'll look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. They tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
Winds up falling incomplete. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Michael Michael Pierce, in all of his 340-pound glory, gets the sack.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield. Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
Now they're set up nicely at the 45-yard line after the missed field goal from 55. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down. Baltimore was the most run-heavy team in the league last year after Lamar Jackson took over as a starter. And you think about Mark Ingram, he goes from a situation where he was sharing time with Kamara in New Orleans. Now he figures to be the top guy in the Baltimore backfield, although I guess you could say he's kind of splitting time with his quarterback, Lamar Jackson. But a great veteran presence. Mark Ingram is behind Jackson. Ingram now in his 9th NFL season. Give him 30 yards there. Charles, you talk so much about quick change plays. There's one right there. You get the turnover, and boom, hit him with a big one.
The defenses plan for this all the time. They work on it in practice. But in the
and oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Justin Reed.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Flushed out right, and now he's going to use his legs. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. The veteran Jimmy Smith there on the coverage.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Watson going to pull back the handoff and keep it himself. Kenny Young leading the surge there as he drops him for a loss of 6.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Going deep for Hopkins. That's caught inside the 20. DeAndre Hopkins, he's all alone. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins, his 6th touchdown of the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. I know this defense knew it coming into the game, Charles, and they know it even more now. DeAndre Hopkins is a tough cover.
And anytime you see him out there and there's less than double or triple teaming him, take a shot with him. Just what you're talking about. If he's such a tough cover, one guy's not going to get it done. Throw the ball out there. Let him go get it.
And they're going to have lousy starting field position as he's out of bounds at his 6-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down. And it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock down and go to the locker room.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. From the gun, it's Jackson. Roberts got it. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. Tucker named the league's all-pro kicker for the 3rd time in 2018.
Go ahead and admit it. The only time that you get excited about Justin Tucker kicking is when he actually misses.
It's
and
rare.
excited is not the right word. Surprise is more what we're talking about. 90.1% coming into 2019. He's incredible.
Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. The final shot before the break. Watson. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. This one fielded at the 5. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects.
There goes Mark Ingram. Past the 20. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Ingram with touchdown number 12 on the year as the Ravens push further out in front. And those are the highlight reel runs you dream of right there.
When he gets a seam and just gets through it, how about the explosiveness, the burst to get there to begin with, and then once he's in full gallop, good luck trying to track him down.
And those plays so demoralizing for the defense.
Absolutely, because you've done so much work trying to keep people in front of you. When they're past you and behind you.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. To throw is Watson. Drive 1st and 10. The former first-round pick Marlon Humphrey there to get a hand on it. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain. Here's Watson. Buying time to his left. He'll try and run it. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20. On first down, it's Watson. Dancing to his left. And his throw here is incomplete. They were searching for the tight end, Darren Fells. That'll bring up second down. 2nd and 10 now from the 27. Now it's Watson. He's got his tight end. It's Fells. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 12-yard line.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Forced out to his left. And this results in 6. Touchdown. Deshaun Watson, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game.
Defensively by now, you know his ability. You know he has it in him to take off and run.
Yeah, because they knew coming into this game, but we've already seen examples in this contest that he can run the football.
I think they're going to examine different ways to rush him now. Are they going to do it with different lanes? Are they going to use a spy? But they have to come up with options because right now, he's hurting them.
This is taken at the 3. Now a hit and a loose football. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Now a first down throw, Watson. And he's got it. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. On second down now. It's Johnson. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Eluding the pressure right. And he will score. It's a touchdown. Taking it in from 4 yards out, and the Texans have retaken the lead. The quarterback run has eaten him up all game long, and there he goes again, this time into the end zone.
And what I like about what I'm seeing, absolutely running almost with impunity. He's not worried about his body. He's not worried about sliding. He's not worried about protecting himself. He's worried about getting yardage. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, you've got to start figuring out what these blocking schemes are and finding ways to defeat them.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
This pass into the arms of Snead. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
It's a game of 7. Brings up 3rd and 1.
They'll try to run for the first with Ingram. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th.
I apologize in advance, partner, but the beefeaters on the interior of this D-line, you just know they were licking their chops on 3rd and short. And yes, they were rewarded with a tasty dish, stuffing that one short of a first down.
An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Now Deshaun Watson and his offense heading back out there. He is looking to help his team build their lead after trailing at halftime. They've got to like the spot they're in right now.
They have to love it, but as you and I both know, cliche alert coming here. You're only as good as your last possession. But I think that they like, as you said, the spot they're in and how confidently they're playing at this point.
But again, just a 1-possession lead, looking to expand that now. A big play there on the scramble. 30 yards. Open man, the tight end fells. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 23 yards, the final tally. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The first down carry here for Johnson. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. Back to the ground. This time it's Hyde. And he'll get a couple here down to the 22.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he probably should have been down earlier, but they do finally get to him 3 yards short of the line to gain. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down.
That's a good effort there, trying to do it on his own, but as a defender, you're in a tough spot because you have coverage responsibilities behind you, and if you take off too quick to try and get him down, he might loft it over your head.
So better to track with your man defensively than try to go up and make a stop on the quarterback.
Exactly right. What you're hoping is that your guys in the front 7 can get him down.
This is taken at the 3. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
That one good for 20 on the catch and run. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. It's caught by Roberts. And they'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Afternoon, as they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with an extra point. And now the kick is blocked. Picked up by the offense. This is a live ball.
Oh, ball. That's our ball. That's our ball.
So after the block PAT, they're ready to kick this one off. And now out comes Houston. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. Remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down. Make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario, get enough first downs and make them eat up their timeouts so the game ends when you're kneeling down with the football.
He'll take a shot for the end zone. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. From the gun, Jackson. Snead's got it. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Jackson from the shotgun. He's got his man. It's Andrews. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 17-yard line. He has been terrific today, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Running flawless 2-minute drill right here. This has been quarterbacking 101 with a flourish.
He'll look to throw. Well, there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the 4th quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time, and that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Seth Roberts, his 3rd touchdown of the season, all coming in this game as his guys have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but now you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. That's caught inside the 20. And they're going to have this in a great spot way down in Baltimore territory. Watson to Hopkins for a huge hookup. 59 yards. Line of scrimmage moves from their own 25 all the way to the red zone now for 1st and 10. Flush to his right. He'll run it. Oh, no, he lost the football. And this is going to get out of bounds through the end zone, and that will go as a turnover as the defense will get it at the 20-yard line.
Watch left, watch left, watch left. He's top right there.
Quick throw taken in by Snead. And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Jackson to throw. They'll roll him out right. He's going to take off with it. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down. And now here comes their final timeout as they take it with 8 ticks remaining. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. And they'll indeed take a knee. Here's Sam Cook now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And it took a big 4th quarter to do it, but they were able to get the job done, and that's the bottom line.
No doubt about it. And let's face it, they had to be more than nervous in the 4th quarter. But a lot of that was their own doing. I think you observed during the game, their energy level just didn't seem to be there. But in the 4th quarter, somehow they dug deep and found that extra bit, right? That reserve tank. They hauled it out. Offense scored some points. Defense held them. And lo and behold, they walk away with a win. Maybe expend a little more energy than they expected to, but they'll take it.
So for the Ravens, they keep pace for a playoff spot as they move to 7-3. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Los Angeles Rams. Meanwhile, for the Texans, they suffered just their 2nd loss as they drop to 8-2 now on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.